Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloak, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could go to visit her grandmother. "That's a good idea," her mother said, so they packed a nice basket for Little Red Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. "Remember, go straight to Grandma's house," her mother cautioned. "Don't dawdle along the way, and please don't talk to strangers. The woods are dangerous."
Okay, I'll be careful.
But when Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother. She picked a few, watched the butterflies flit about for a while, listened to the frogs croaking, and then picked a few more. Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying the warm summer day so much that she didn't notice a dark shadow approaching out of the forest behind her. Suddenly, the wolf appeared beside her.
"What are you doing out here, little girl?"
I'm on my way to see my grandma, who lives near the forest.
Then she realized how late she was and quickly excused herself, rushing down the path to her grandma's house. The wolf, in the meantime, took a shortcut. The wolf, a little out of breath from running, arrived at Grandma's and knocked lightly at the door.
"Oh, thank goodness, dear. Come in, come in. I was worried sick something happened to you."
The wolf let himself in. Poor Granny did not have enough time to say another word before the wolf gobbled her up. The wolf let out a satisfied burp and then poked through Granny's wardrobe to find a nightgown that he liked. A few minutes later, Red Riding Hood knocked on the door.
It's me.
The wolf jumped into bed and pulled the covers over his nose.
Who is it?
It's me, Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, how lovely. Do come in.
When Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage, she could scarcely recognize her grandmother.
Hello, dear.
Grandmother, your voice sounds so odd. Is something the matter?
Oh, just a touch of a cold.
But grandmother, what big ears you have.
Better to hear you with, my dear.
But grandmother, what big eyes you have.
Oh, better to see you with.
But grandmother, what big teeth you have.
Better to eat you with, my dear.
Roared the wolf, and he leapt out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. She ran through the door.
Help! Wolf!
There was a woodman who was chopping logs nearby, so she ran towards him as fast as she could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the whole experience, but still in one piece. The woodsman tussled with the wolf before throwing him into the river below, where he couldn't bother people any longer.
Oh, dear. I hope you learned a valuable lesson from today. Don't talk to strangers and stay out of the forest.